How you doing? This is Amon Green welcoming you to the NECC, New England Collegiate College NBA 2K Championship Tournament. It is a best of 3 game series with my good friend here, Brock Vereen, chilling out in California. I'm here in the Midwest in Wisconsin, and our competitors are out on the West Coast. So, Brock, man, how you doing? It's been a while. How you been?
The entire country covered clearly. Competitors out on the East Coast, I'm on the West Coast. You are dead center, and I think that encompasses a championship in totality right there. I'm excited. We got Matt Finke, we got Noah Roberts, and both seem very ready to go. And I mean, they worked hard to get here. It's going to be fun. They're both more than deserving, but there can only be one champion.
Exactly. I mean, definitely excited. This is the first broadcast along with NECC and ESTV to bring this to everyone here on YouTube Gaming, Facebook Gaming, and Twitch.tv. So we'll bring in Matt Finke, one of the competitors today. He is a senior at Mitchell College, played basketball, was all sportsmanship of the NECC team there, and is ready to go. So Matt, how you doing, sir?
Good. How are you guys?
I'm doing well. So what, we were talking a little bit offline there. So let's bring the audience in on how long you've been playing 2K, and what's your game plan for today's game?
I've been playing 2K for years now on the Xbox 360. I actually just got a Xbox One a couple weeks before this tournament started, so I'm pretty fresh legs with the game, but
all right,
I'm ready.
Okay,
I'm ready to go.
Yeah, sound like a scratch gamer there, kind of like myself. I just let it. Sometimes I pick up a game and it takes maybe an hour where I get decent good at it, and for the people that are around me, my friends, I could beat them. So I'm happy with that.
There you go.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Matt, obviously you have a history of playing on the actual hard court. Do you feel like that translates to the video game aspect?
Yeah, for sure. I feel like just knowing the game, knowing little stuff, just all basketball IQ, I feel like that would give me a little advantage, but we'll see. I'm excited to play.
So what's the biggest thing you're looking for to do against your opponent here in Noah? What's the one thing you want to take away early in the matchup?
Get an early lead. Don't play from behind, and I'm just trying to win. That's it, basically.
Right.
At the end of the day, that's what it's about, right? Just get that win, and we are excited to see it. You play with the Lakers, is my understanding. I'm a California guy, but I hope you understand I can't necessarily root for you. I got to be neutral, but I am happy to see the Lakers being represented in the championship. I'll leave it at that.
Heard you. All right, that's cool.
So with using the Lakers, Noah, or Matt, excuse me, you heavy with using LeBron most of the time, or are you going to be pitching around to big Anthony Davis in the middle?
It's going to be a big LeBron show. That's the goal.
Of course.
That's kind of what the whole tournament's been about.
All right, so
I love it. And we also have Matt's opponent, A1 Noah Roberts, and I believe we have Noah queuing up here in a second.
You got Noah in right now?
Yeah, what's up, guys?
Okay. Hey, man, how you doing? You doing good?
I'm doing good. How you guys doing?
Man, doing good. Excited about this matchup today. So what is your mindset? Or I'll say real quick before I get to the heavy, in-game questions. How long and when did you start playing NBA 2K and video games in general?
I really don't play 2K all that often. When I was in school, I played 2K like literally every day with my roommate Janin, like literally every day. But since we came home from school, I mean, I literally just play FIFA all the time. So I don't know. We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out.
Oh man, I like the matchup here. We got two, as we say in the golf world, scratch gamers here, scratch golfers that haven't played a whole lot of competitiveness between the game itself, but they're gamers, they're athletes. Noah is actually a soccer player from Eastern Nazarene College and is a solid soccer player out there likes to run around a lot. That's what they do. I know plenty of soccer player out there. I've trained with a few, and they always gas me out because for football, Brock, we just got 100 yards to run around. And
that's
maybe
it.
Five,
and I'm
6.
thankful that's all we got.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see what Noah game will be. So that's the big highlight. We want to see what happens today. Brock?
Yes, sir. I'm excited. And Noah and Matt, as long as you two are both ready to go, let's get this championship underway.
All right.
So bring everybody in. We got the Lakers that will be controlled by Matt, if I'm correct. And the Milwaukee Bucks will be used by Noah Roberts. Coming up here, and again, a best of 3 game matchup here. So obviously there's a 2-game sweep. This thing is over. But if it goes 1-1, then we're going into a game 3 to battle it out. And it's the current rosters, updated rosters for the Lakers and Bucks. So Giannis Antetokounmpo and Chris Middleton, Eric Bledsoe, Dante DiVincenzo, and Brook Lopez for the Milwaukee Bucks. And for the Los Angeles Lakers, we're talking about King James, LeBron there, Anthony Davis, Dwight Howard, Paint and the Beast, JaVale McGee, and Rajon Rondo for the Lakers roster. They're a big playmaker there. Also has some time at the Boston Celtics. So
Absolutely. And as long as our 2 competitors are good to go, we are ready to start.
We ready to get this thing going.
Yes, sir.
So they setting the level. They're playing on Hall of Fame. So I played a lot of Madden, as you know, Brock, and that's on all Madden. So that's the high competitive level. And the biggest thing, what I always like to talk about and I say emphasize is the controls. Once you master, if you know the game like Matt, like he mentioned, playing basketball, he kind of knows the strategy, the ins and outs of how to play defense, how to play offense on the court. But then also with gaming itself is knowing the actual controller you're holding. So today's competition is on the Xbox X. So, everybody complains the difference between controllers, but to me, it's like, man, stop complaining. It's all the same. It has the same amount of buttons on a PlayStation 4 to an Xbox controller. So no excuses, how we know in the football world, you can't make no excuses there. So we're getting the guys selecting their teams. But yeah, knowing the buttons is important because you got to know what buttons to pass, know what buttons or analog stick that you use to shoot the ball, because now in 2K, and it's been like this for quite a while now, is that now you can use either the X button to shoot or the right analog stick to shoot the ball. Also, they call it the pro stick to dribble and pass all in one, I say stick, which some players do. Sometimes I catch myself going in between both, and because I get flustered because I'm like, in the situation, got to make a quick decision. And sometimes it's just me reacting to what I know, better. And that first reaction is always hitting the X button to get the ball into the hoop or make a good shot.
And you hit on it there. At the end of the day, it's whatever feels more natural. If it's a high pressure situation, sometimes you want to flick the right stick. If maybe it's more relaxed, you remember just to tap A or X in this situation. But either way, whatever works best. And now we are underway. Championship, possibly a potential NBA playoff. I'm sorry, an NBA championship preview. Obviously, the bubble and COVID situation, God knows what's going to happen down there in Orlando. But this is certainly everyone's favorite matchup.
Yeah, crazy shot by the Greek Freak right there. And also a big steal by Giannis. And now good pass into Brook Lopez. Ball shot is blocked by the Pain and the Beast, Anthony Davis. And then we have on the edge here Chris Bledsoe trying to triple threat. Got a 3-sec minus. You got to move that guy out of the middle. Got to get that
It's
guy.
the little things. It is the little things. And the last thing you want to give up is free points, especially to a Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Yes, indeed. But right now we're sitting at 3-2 early in the game. Giannis, like Noah and Mike said, they're going to use their best players. So LeBron and Giannis will probably use it a lot in this matchup. Big AD with the rebound bringing it down is Bradley down to Danny Green. Off the bench is a 6-man swing man. Off the James there. Quick isolation plays pick. Good job, because that is a mismatch physically with Bledsoe on LeBron. But good block again by Brook Lopez.
Ooh.
Giannis with the board. Fast break action. He's going to muscle it up. Good job with Matthews getting the shot in the bucket there. 5-2. LeBron.
You know, Matt was not shy about his strategy. He has come down the court every time and gone straight to the ISO. We asked him pre-game, what is the game plan here? He said number 23, LeBron James, and right now he is doing just that. No shock there. Don't be shocked if even on the fourth time down the court, quick ISO to number 23.
Yeah, when you got between Greek Freak coming down with that big dunk, but then LeBron too coming down the size of a linebacker at around 6'7", 6'8". Middleton, that is a physically, I don't care if it's virtually or in real life, that's not an even matchup.
Not at all. And, you know, obviously, if you're Milwaukee, you're going to lean toward Giannis. If you're the Lakers, you're going to lean toward Bron, as Danny Green gets an easy 2 there. But the question is, a lot of times when you have star versus star, it's who's next man up plays better that sometimes determines who ends up winning.
Mm-hmm. Good shot there. Now Giannis is on fire. Good little tip off the backboard to get the ball in the hoop there. 9-6. Bucks are up. And he's pushing LeBron hard, but now trying to get the passes in there. Just got flicked out of bounds. Lakers ball. So like they mentioned, they didn't hide it. They were going to use her. LeBron, they were going to use her. You know, AD and Giannis in the middle there. So make sure they got the best player that has the ball in their hand to get points on the board. But sometimes defensively, you can then, if you know how to use the mechanics, double up or just play a little bit extra hard defense on that player that you know where the ball is going. Good board there. And
another easy 2 by Bron there. You know, Amon, I may have assumed that, you know, I said the next man up usually determines who ends up winning a star versus star matchup. But quite honestly, you have to stop the star first. And right now, both players have had their way until right there, JaVale McGee gets a nice block on Giannis and LeBron dishing it out there.
Little Aaron pass, first turnover of the game for the Lakers. And this where turnovers and points scored is going to probably be the big factor in this game, because a lot of you're going to see big guys going to, nice hack there. I say that's a good foul. You want to make them earn it. That's how I like it in my book. But I said,
once Giannis is in the paint, it's almost a guaranteed 2 every time. So if you got to make him earn it the hard way, that's just what you got to do.
Yes, it is. Yes, indeed. So ball back down. Look, there's been a no sub yet. Got Rajon with the ball for the first time. Just was used to seeing LeBron bring it down on the time. Or there was a sub, actually. There was a quick timeout sub. Ball into the Dwight Howard with his red tip dreadlocks there. It's kind of new to see him like that. Giannis bringing it down hot and heavy. He is on fire. Nice dish out to Middleton. Or Bledsoe, excuse me. Bledsoe with the 3-pointer for Milwaukee Bucks. So then now, you know, when you have most of the focus on the main player, then you can start dishing it out to the open shooter, and that's what we saw there, Brock.
Absolutely. And LeBron now coming back into the game, of course, kind of shocking that he was taken out so early. My assumption is that the substitutions were set to automatic, because there's no way you take out the best player that early in the game.
Yeah, it looked like and Noah's playing solid defense there with the Bucks with a nice pat off the backboard block there. Good score. Now we're getting this lead is starting to stretch out a little bit for Noah and the Bucks right here in this NBA2K championship, part of the NECC in New England College Championship NBA 2K series that I say a few weeks ago. You know, the tournaments have been going on. They had a Madden tournament about a month ago, and I'm excited for my team and some of my players at Lakeland University to partake in the 2K and Madden season run by the NCCC as well, Brock.
Absolutely. And, you know, you are, as you know, my brother, I love you, but I have to stay neutral in these things. So if it's ever one of your players holding a controller in one of these championships, I hope you don't take it personal that I got to stay neutral.
Nah, it's all good. I know. Big LeBron with the switch.
I mean, there's nothing you can do about that.
Right.
There's just nothing you can do about that.
You can't stop him. Now we got 16-10. Bucks are still up. But we got Noah playing solid defense there. Ball just tipped out of bounds. Still his ball.
Trying to find someone to get it into. Clock's ticking. He finally does. And see, this is what's going to make the game. We have Giannis on the bench. What can you do when your star is not in the game? And if getting an and one, like you see DiVincenzo drawing the foul on AD there, if that's what you can do when your best player's out, that's a good sign for you.
Yeah, that's a very good sign. Good job by bodying him up and getting in the position so he could actually make his shot, because AD, as we know, is a big-time shot blocker. Nice double fake in there in the middle. Nice layup, fake, and shot by AD to get some points on the board to bring that score to 19-12 right now for the Lakers.
And just getting it done on both ends. He gets the block defensively, immediately goes down and gets 2 more points. That's a complete package right there.
Yeah. And just for them just picking up the Sixers, you know, they don't, as Matt and Noah said, had not played a lot, but every now and then got on here. But in this tournament, you can see the mechanics of the joystick, dribble, driving through their legs, and the working of passes very well, because we know in regular basketball, passing around is good, but when you got to worry, you know, think about getting a controller to press the button and get it to the next player, doing a good job so far.
And let me ask you, Amon. Now,
Yeah.
Noah said he is a big-time FIFA player. You have EA, which is one game developer. You have 2K, which is an entirely different game developer. Would you say a sports game is a sports game, or is there not a lot of easy crossover? Is it an easy transition? How much of that FIFA skill set can transition to 2K?
I say a lot of it can transition, because in FIFA there's a lot of button combinations for, you know, dribbling the ball with your feet, obviously, and then dribbling the ball here in this game. Because like I mentioned earlier, with the right stick, you have it. You're using it where you could do 3 different things. You could dribble, you could shoot, and you can pass. Good take there by George Hill, but an outstanding block by McGee in the middle. Another block there.
Back-to-back block by
at the
McGee.
end of the first quarter. Bucks up 21-16, fantastic first quarter. But yeah, it's just having the mechanics down from FIFA that can transfer over, because that happens in a lot of games that, you know, when you play more than one kind of game, it can help you adjust a lot easier. And that's what we see with that's what I'm seeing now between a FIFA player in Noah to right now NBA 2K.
And Matt has to be happy with the way that quarter ended. I mean, you get JaVale McGee with 2 tremendous blocks.
LeBron
and
with
you
the
ride
big
that
dunk there.
momentum all the way to the other side with Bron.
Yeah, that's one thing. You don't want one player you don't want to get, you know, warmed up in this matchup. But right there, good defense, got the breakaway, easy dunk for big King James right there. But I'm seeing good, solid blocks up the middle. Other than right there, DiVincenzo was able to muscle to pass the ball into the hoop for the Bucks. Noah is controlling the middle very well so far on the offensive side of the ball. Matt tried to take it again with LeBron, didn't get denied. Now he's out front with no defense right there. Easy out, you know, big time layup for him to get them points in the bucket for LeBron. George Hill bringing it down in and out of the legs. Good pass over to the wing. Lopez trying to set a screen for Carver. The Blue Jay puts it up and misses it. McGee grabs the boards again. He's been solid on the boards this whole game. Big man in the middle for them, and then Brooks Lopez for the Bucks. Some of the shots getting little.
Wide open look from Caruso there. I know that those are 3 points that he wish he had back, but Morris able to steal it right back. And here's LeBron James once again in the paint. There's nothing you can do about that, Amon, there.
Exactly. Like I said, man, let him get warmed up. It's going to be a tough game. Switch he is. So now the game is close again, back to 1-point lead for the Bucks. We got the Blue Jay Corver out on the wing. That's his shot. That's his sweet spot right there. He throws it up. There it is. 3 points. Big time, and Lakers call a timeout. So we're seeing that streak get going for the Lakers. LeBron helps them with some big dunks and good passing. McGee grabbing great offensive boards to get the ball on the offensive side of the ball for them and up the court to score points. So we're seeing a lot of good mix-up of good gameplay so far in the game, Brock.
Absolutely. And that graphic that popped up just before that timeout, not only does LeBron have 14 points, he has 14 points in the paint. He has yet to be forced outside of the paint, and that is a big adjustment that Noah's going to want to focus in on going forward. How do you keep LeBron outside of the paint? That's obviously where he's thriving.
And how do you not? And this right there, we just saw a big dunk by the Greek Freak up in the middle as well. So that's something that he's going to have to do as well on his side in terms of Matt making sure that middle stays clear. But when you have them fast breaks opportunities, you got to take advantage. A nice dunk to floater. Might have got tipped, but it went in the hoop anyway. So we got a nice back and forth scoring, fast gameplay, crisp passing going on.
I mean, that was part dunk, part finger roll, part
Right.
floater, but anything is possible when Giannis has the ball. Great defense right there.
Great
Lopez
job.
forcing Howard there into a turnover.
Exactly, man. To do that, that's tough because he's a strong big man. And to get him to get the jump ball and possession. Nice pass and alley-oop dunk by Lopez. The Bucks are rolling still. They survived the run by LeBron out of the break, and now they're holding the pass with some solid defense. Double teaming now on Bron. Good block there. AD picks up the rebound and almost gets the and one, but he's at the line to shoot for two, excuse me.
Able to get the foul, and would not be surprised to see Anthony Davis start getting in the rotation as far as getting the ball in his hands a little bit more often. As more attention goes to LeBron, you have to wonder who that leaves open. And if it's going to be AD, that could pay.
Yeah, and when you have two big players like that, for me, I'm going to take advantage of both of them. I'm going to pass it between both. And we see LeBron going down the middle with the big one-handed jam. I'm loving it. But Noah, Matt, probably not. But a good solid gameplay so far. And then come right back. I'm liking where there's no back down. You see LeBron come down for the big dunk, but then you see Giannis come down for the nice give and go pass for another score. And we see a nice pitch in the middle, reverse dunk by McGee. This is going to be a good, interesting game come fourth quarter.
Absolutely. I mean, both guys have the same playing style. It's, hey, I don't need to set up nothing. I'm getting the ball in my star's hands, and we are attacking the basket right away. There's no breathing room. There's no time to hesitate. There's no time to think. It is speed, speed, speed. And the fact that both players have that same strategy will always create a fascinating game.
Nice double pump clutch dunk by King James there. Nobody's going to get in their way to stop that dunk.
I certainly wouldn't.
No, he's linebacker side. He's going to hurt somebody. There is the Greek Freak one-handed alley-oop from Bledsoe in the middle. It's just hard to defend this, but we loving it.
Looks like an all-star game right now, man. You got LeBron with 20 points, Giannis with 17. We are not even at halftime.
Yeah, that's what Matt said. He said he's going to be LeBron all day, and he's showing it right now. Now it's just now for Noah, just got to realize where he's got to play defense, where he's got to bring two guys into him to slow him up, because there's a lot of fast break points right now. And I know from a coaching standpoint, for me being a coach, I'll be like, hey, we got to slow this down, because I want that scoreboard to start going into my favor instead of keeping this fast-paced matchup.
Noah trying to draw the charge there in that fast break. Matt was able to slow down LeBron's momentum just in time. But at this point, the way that Giannis and LeBron are both attacking the paint without abandon, you have to wonder if that is the best way to stop either of them. Start seeing a couple more charges, perhaps.
Yeah, and it is special when you see Giannis go up against AD. Makes it so he looks so easy going around him, and being the same size, he's just that type of athlete. So get to and one, or gets the foul and the two shots right there to bring the score 38-32 for the Bucks. We got Matt controlling Rondo right now, trying to work it in the paint. Gets it to AD. Good fake on Giannis. Missed the layup though. Good defense there by Noah with Giannis and Lopez in the middle, but he's forcing it hard with Brooke. Got him hot again.
I mean, what else can you do there?
Man, it is hard. It's just so hard to stop. Good pass there for Matt into AD. Got the points, but it was a little out of control, but was able to bring it down and get the 2 points to keep it by 6. But we're about to go. We got 10 seconds to go into the halftime, so he's going to work for the last shot here, and he gets it up, and he gets the last points.
Left a little bit of time here. Left a little bit of time here.
Maybe a half-court heave here. You got to throw it up. Will he get it off? That's Matthews. No, we didn't get the halftime shot, so we're looking hot and heavy at 42-34 in the first game of the best-of-3 series here in the NBA2K Championship, hosted by the NECC, ESTV, and Facebook gaming. All this played on everywhere. Catch us on all channels right now. So no one to no halftime break, Brooke. Brock, we were right into it. And big dunk.
Ooh, and that's how
Yeah.
the second half right
Good
there.
gracious. My man just rolled all into the cameraman.
Avery Bradley's still on the ground.
Right. He's
Avery
still on
Bradley
ground.
is still on the ground. Somebody please go check on Avery Bradley.
We need the virtual medic to come out there right now to check out Avery Bradley because he just got hurt on that dunk by LeBron. Or, I'm sorry, by Giannis, excuse me.
Fresh legs coming out of half. Look out.
And that is good defense to make AD earn it in the paint. You got Giannis, you got Lopez, all coming in there trying to defend, block shot, not making it easy for the big guy.
You know, credit to both Matt and Noah. It's one thing to be able to score with your favorite player or the best player on whatever team you're controlling, but they've both also shown consistently the ability to play defense with those players as well. I mean, you see JaVale, you see LeBron, you see AD protecting the rim, you see Giannis as well on the other side. Credit to two players who understand, even in video games, defense wins championships.
It's huge. If you don't pay attention to that aspect and make the adjustments, then you're gonna have some problems stopping a lot of players, especially when you maybe not have the best player or the best team in the game playing against. Good shot outside by Big Lopez there.
Long too, right there. Beautiful.
Hey, people, that's a sneaky outside shooter. People forget about him. And then LeBron gets good defense by Giannis to stop the big dunk by LeBron. Ball's out of bounds. Still Lakers ball, but that was good defense on the big man there.
Incredible. The dunks are fascinating. I understand that, but that defensive effort is always gonna bring a wow factor out of me. JaVale McGee protecting the rim once again.
Yep.
Those second chance buckets with a guy that kind of size, it's remarkable.
I'm liking Matt's setup right there. He had set up a pick and roll, worked off the pick and roll to get the rebound to McGee on that. So this showing the mechanics of knowing the joystick here in this game today. So Matt's coming down. Got big man Davis. As we know, he can dribble, but loses the ball there.
Are you sure you can dribble him on? You sure?
It was good, solid defense there. I think I spoke too soon on that one.
Braun getting it done on the defensive end, coming back to the other side.
Good boards by McGee again. Puts it back up. No boards. Middleton with the rebound. He pushes up hot and heavy. Getting it to Bledsoe. Bledsoe trying to make some space. Got it over to Middleton right now in the corner. Good defense. Good adjustment by McGee to take over. Good shot up but missed. Good boards by AD. Nice rip by Matthews. Going back quick other way. He could dish it up to Lopez for an easy dunk right there. Now we're seeing some good gameplay. We've been seeing it all game. It's been hot and heavy. I say moving fast. Guys been making quick adjustments throughout the matchup today. And I'm loving it because, playing in a championship game, you find out, okay, where these are my strengths, but where are my weaknesses? And then how can I fix those weaknesses in the quick adjustment?
Absolutely. And it's clear already that there is no accident that Matt Finke and Noah Roberts ended up in this championship. We clearly have two players who know their teams well and know what they do best.
Yeah, and from what we talked about before we went on, just they hadn't played a whole lot. They just picked up an Xbox and played randomly, every other day with roommate, and they're here. So it just shows you, I say, the dedication and then just the quick adjustability to get to learn the joystick, learn the concept of the game, and to really have it down to be in this matchup right here.
Well, let me ask you about that. The same way that there's certain athletes who can walk onto a soccer field, then a football field, then a basketball court, then a baseball diamond, just find success in all of them. With your extensive history in video games, would you say that it's the same thing with gamers? They could pick up a first-person shooter. They could pick up a strategy game. They could pick up a sports game and just figure it out right away.
Yeah, because it's all about mapping out that controller. I'm gonna say it the whole matchup here. It's all about knowing those buttons, knowing the timing of the button as well. We see Bledsoe try to come down, hit the long jumper, just missed. But when you get that understanding of every game you're playing, like you said, from FPS to an RPG FPS to a fighting game, every button does something, but sometimes those are buttons you can relate to the other game that you had just picked up maybe a day ago or a week prior, and then adjust real quick.
Well, we're certainly seeing that on display today. This championship's everything that we promised. And again, this is only the first. Whoever wins this one will have to win a second one if they want to be crowned the champion.
Yeah, and that's going to be the big thing. How can you have that mental strength, mental endurance to get through playing the back-to-back matches right away. And if you win the one, if it's Noah or Matt winning the one, if Noah hangs on with the Bucks, can he hold on for the next game and sweep them, or will he be just kind of a one-game delay and and make it to the game 3? We'll sit and wait and see.
And endurance is a real thing here. I know we said Noah runs around quite a bit on the soccer pitch, but mental endurance is a thing as well. If this thing goes 3 games, you are just as drained mentally as you could ever be physically. So whoever wins this first game is definitely going to want to wrap it up in 2. Anything can happen in that third game when both guys are mentally fatigued.
Exactly. Nice pump fake and a two-handed dunk for Williams for the Bucks there. And then we got back into Matt's team, passing the ball with LeBron got the ball right here. Good fake there, taking it to the hoop. Strong, no good. But McGee, again, with the board and the 2 back.
Unbelievable.
He's been the Dennis Rodman of this game right now, fighting for boards and getting the easy, I wouldn't say the easy, but getting the well-worked and well-earned putback.
7 offensive rebounds, and when you have AD, JaVale McGee, and LeBron down in the paint, those second chance opportunities almost always turn into second chance points.
And that right there, nice alley-oop to Giannis in the cup, up to a one-handed smash. It's going to be exciting coming here at the end of this fourth quarter of this game here. 54-47. Bucks are up. Bucks have the ball coming down with Middleton, Giannis on the edge, and he's coming hard to the heavy to the rim. This is a good defense there by the Lake Show. And then one thing about endurance, you see the bottom of the players, the big circle, Brock, right there for viewers watching. If that circle starts blinking red, that means that player is just gassed out on that play.
It means, coach, get me out. Get me off this court. I want to go home.
Yeah, either that or when you're trying to do a big move, you can't do it. If you want to go for that big monster duck and that thing is blinking red, whoa, Bledsoe over McGee in the cup with a one-handed smash on the big man.
I think he got sick and tired of Giannis and LeBron getting all the dunk shine over here. Bledsoe had to make his name known. Yeah,
Noah is playing hard and heavy. Good defense there with a steal and a putback by Giannis to get the Bucks up 58-49 right now with 10 seconds to go in the third quarter. McGee trying to work it.
This paint, once again, has just become wide open. JaVale McGee getting his own rebound for the second chance, and he misses it again.
Yeah, it might have something to do with that. Had something to do with that red. Like I said, that endurance was blinking red, so he was just working on gas there at the bottom of the gas tank. But again, a lot of boards for McGee in the key in the paint. And I believe that's going to be one of the main determining factors in this game, because right now Noah has his Bucks up by 9 points, but they're playing solid defense and getting the boards that they need to keep the advantage to their favor.
Absolutely. And if you're Matt, you have to start wondering, at what point do you look to a Kuzma, to a Danny Green, to a guy who specializes in 3-point shots if you do not tighten up this lead before that, say, 2-minute mark?
Right. Look to tighten up shots. There's a big breakaway dunk by DiCenzo. But, tighten up the shots and then tighten up the defense as well, making sure you don't get those fast breaks anymore coming up here. Not rush your shot. A little rush there on the shot. Then let the offense get set. Now we have Giannis coming down hot and heavy. Good.
Oh, my goodness.
Gets an and one. When you have the big guy coming in the middle like that, when he's already hard to stop, but don't make it even harder. Grab that arm, bring him down. If you can do that, do an aggressive foul.
And it is very noticeable when JaVale McGee and Anthony Davis are not in the game. Dwight Howard doing all that he can, but with guys like this, it is just a clear change in defensive pressure when JaVale McGee and Anthony Davis are not in the game. But alley-oop windmill.
So Noah and his Bucks, they're starting to increase that lead. They're playing defense. They're playing fast break offense. And right now has Matt and his Lakers trying to find their rhythm offensively and defensively. But when you're going this fast, it's hard to get back on track.
It certainly is. And again, now, if you are Matt, you don't panic. This game is not out of reach. But
Correct.
But it's going to take some defense. It's going to take some paint presence, and it's going to take some 3-point shots. You got to open up that full arsenal to get back in there before it's too late, because clearly Giannis ain't slowing down anytime soon.
Yeah, so right now we're seeing Noah and the Bucks. I say just about getting the cruise control. They're getting it into big man Giannis. He is on fire right now, as you see that red ring fire lighting up for him. So now Matt and the Lakers got to play some smart offense, smart defense, grab some boards like they are, but also find the shots. And even if it's not a big three-pointer, work it inside to get the two. There's a good three-pointer by Rajon Rondo that brings the score 68-54 for them. And now just play some solid defense and keep Noah and the Bucks from scoring fast. Good hard foul right there by Dwight Howard. Got a little push from Giannis in the back, a little virtual beefing going on right there.
Yeah.
It was actually a attack 2 on that. So he gets the 2 shots. He just missed it. So, yeah, it's interesting how the developers work in some of the real stuff that happened in some games, because that'll be a good push, maybe a little bit bumping chest as well on a hard foul like that.
Oh, there's no detail overlooked in the development of these games. If there's anything we've learned, they thought of everything, they implement everything.
Yeah, so that was a big pass out of bounds. So now Lakers got the ball. Got Rajo again. So this is where Matt needs to just be, before I could speak, gets the ball stolen. Now another fast break for the Bucks. And Noah, easy 2 points to Vincenzo out of Connecticut there. Or out of Villanova. Yeah, Bledsoe on defense of Rajon Rondo. McGee on the outside trying to shoot it, but he's coming in where he's comfortable, got the foul. And this is another part of his offense that you want to consider. Get the dribble drive, get the foul, because then the clock stops. You can rest, and players get a little breather, because we know right now Noah's going hot and heavy. So we're going intentional foul right now, early potential.
He is starting his very early.
Because you got to do something to stop this game. Because right now, Giannis is full goal, as we see right there, up the paint again. Giannis is going Indianapolis 500 right now. He's like, look, I'm going. There is no stop signs. There's no red lights. You just got to stop.
39 points for Giannis Antetokounmpo. And although JaVale McGee is back in the game, he can protect that paint a little better than Dwight Howard was. Honestly, when Giannis is on fire, you see that red ring down below him. There's not much you can do. I mean, it doesn't get much easier than that. 41 points, 34 of them in the paint.
Yeah. So, what we could do, I said what Matt can do with this right here is for the second game, readjust the game plan, get maybe a double team on Giannis to make sure when he does get hot, he has to work for it. So, they're doing the early foul. And I'll probably do the same adjustment just to slow the game down somewhat to give my team a chance to win.
Now, Amon, you spent the majority of your career as a Green Bay Packer sharing a division with the Bears, the Lions, and the Vikings. How difficult is it? Because I don't think people understand. How difficult is it to beat the same team twice? I don't care if you beat them by 100 points the first time. How difficult is it to line up from them a second time and win?
Oh, man, it's so difficult. It's tough. I remember one season, I believe it was the 2004 season, where we swept the Vikings in the regular season, but then the first round of the playoff, because our playoff positioning, we had to first face them in the wild card weekend. And we're like, oh, my God, we got to play these guys a third time in the same season. And the first 2 times in both games, it was a combined win of maybe 6 points in both games. So that's how tough it was. And then we, of course, regardless of what we knew was coming, we ended up losing in that first round matchup in the wild card weekend. So it's tough because you already play them twice a year, so they know you very well. So it's not really much you can do or change that won't surprise them or get them off beat to try to get the victory.
And I say that to say, if you are Matt, there is no reason to be discouraged. Now you want to get some momentum going into that next game, but this is far within reach. He did some great things. Giannis just got the best of him there. I'd say the third quarter is where that separation took place. And if you're Noah, you don't get comfortable just because you are going to walk away with a pretty handy victory. That second game is an entirely different matchup. So anything can happen in the second matchup. And of course, Matt wants to force a third one.
Right. And then also with Noah, you can't just say, oh, I could just sit on Giannis in this second matchup. Maybe let's mix it up. But, if it doesn't I say if it continues to work it in, but also working in some other stuff, because we know Matt, being a basketball player himself, understands the game and understands adjustment, and can use this game as a lot of feedback how he prepares for the next game.
Absolutely. And like you said, you are now taking mental notes, getting ready, because we're going to finish this up. We're going to talk to both of our championship contenders here. Then we are jumping right back into game two. If there's anything we've learned about these two players, they don't waste time. So you're going to take as many mental notes as possible and gear up for game two.
Yeah, we got Ilyasova at the line right now, bringing the lead to 83-56 with a minute and a half to go in the fourth quarter for the first matchup of the NECC NBA2K championship. Here, I'm in good old Northeast Wisconsin. My buddy Brock is out on the West Coast in the Valencia area.
There we go.
And we have we got Matt and Noah Roberts from Eastern Nazarene College, and Matt Finke out in Mitchell, representing Mitchell College here in the NBA 2K championship, a part of the NECC. Got the big three thrown up there. So we got the bench players coming in. So it's kind of coming up to a wrap up. Good pass, good shot. Beautiful 45 shot. Seconds to go. We're up by almost 30 here in the last fourth quarter, but this
don't think that score is representative of this game. Those first 2.5 quarters back and forth. Matt held that lead for quite a bit there in the first quarter, but the Giannis show just took over. That third quarter was really the difference in the game, and Giannis took over, and there's just no looking back for this Bucks team since then. Yeah, and then just from the user standpoint, for Matt coming into the second game is using what he saw, as we already talked about, using what he saw. Noah used the offense, the defense, Giannis, the bench players, everybody, and what was his strategy, and now counter that. He can have that time and them few moments before we hit the X button again to the next game, but it'd be plenty of time to then recalibrate and get ready. And it looks like Matt is going to dribble this out and get ready for game number 2. Game 1 in a series best of 3 is in the books. Noah Roberts, the Milwaukee Bucks, a statement win on the road in LA. And we are going to go ahead and talk to our winner, one Noah Roberts. Noah, let us know when you're in here. All right, we got a few minutes before Noah joins us. But like we watched, it was a game that we knew that from both of them, that either between their big players, Giannis and LeBron, taking over the game early and commanding that. And that's what Matt said. He said, I'm all LeBron. But what we found out and what we all saw was in terms of the defense that was being played, and also the fast break offense from both sides of the ball, from both players. But then Milwaukee, Noah, and his defensive squad showing up in the middle of the paint, blocking a lot more shots, getting a lot more steals than what Matt and the Lakers were doing down the line to get the victory, Brock. Absolutely. And I believe we have our winner queued up. Hey, Noah, how you doing?
Good. It was good first game.
Yeah, so yeah, very good. Very, very good for every game for yourself and your Bucks. So what was your main mindset once you were able to start getting shots to go in from the offensive side of the ball?
It was pretty tough in the beginning. I mean, the Bucks, they run through Giannis, they run through defense in the paint. Once Brook Lopez gets going in the paint with the blocks and Giannis, he can chip in 2 with a few. It's easy. It's just fast break offense at that point. At the beginning, Anthony Davis was tough defending Giannis. Worried me a whole lot. It's still gonna be a tough second game. Obviously Matt's gonna make adjustments, of course. So I just have to be ready and be able to adjust to however he adjusts, and hopefully we can keep it going.
And how were you able to respond to what you just touched on, the height advantage? Of course, Giannis, the Greek freak, the big guy with speed. But on the flip side of things, you have JaVale McGee, you have LeBron James, you have Anthony Davis, who were dominating the paint. You came away with the win, but how do you get more representation there when it comes to cleaning the boards?
Yeah, pretty sure he killed the rebound battle there. You just got to keep going at it, I guess. There's really I'm just got to try to make a bigger presence of myself when we're in the paint. Like I said, Brook Lopez is huge for me on defense, and Giannis can chip in too, but we just got to keep feeding Giannis the ball. Eric Bledsoe, he helped out. Dante DiVincenzo, he was great too off the bench. So kind of an all-around game. Keep it going.
So real quick, Noah, before we let you go, what would be your game plan if Matt gets LeBron going like you got Giannis going in the first matchup?
Man, I thought LeBron was going to keep up with Giannis the whole game. The first half, it was tight. At that point, once someone like LeBron gets going, there's really no way to stop him. You just got to keep scoring with him. So basically keep taking my chances, don't miss shots. So that's huge. Keep scoring in the paint. It's really tough to shoot when in 2K, it's a tough game to shoot. So you just got to keep scoring in the paint. So hopefully LeBron does not get going and Giannis can just keep scoring with him. Keep scoring with AD too.
Okay, well, between the both of you, y'all made it look really easy to shoot the ball
Yes,
in the first matchup. So good luck in this second matchup. And we got Matt again with the Lakers. Are you in here, Matt? Oh, okay.
Yep.
So yeah, we got Matt coming up here in a little bit, but he, like we said, like we talk about, Brian, but Matt can use that first game, kind of Photoshop everything real fast to look at what Noah did in the first game with Giannis, with the defense they had, against him, and make sure he can make them basically quick adjustments, because this game is going to start up here just in a few minutes.
Absolutely. They always say no matter what sport you play, you can learn from a win, but you can learn even more from a loss. And Matt's certainly hoping he can learn from this recent loss to push this to a game 3. And Matt will be in here any second now, I believe. Matt is here. Matt, of course, not the result that you wanted, but you did a lot of great things. How do you maximize those, and how do you force a game 3?
Just gotta play more defense.
Very true. Very true.
That's really it.
What is something that you are proud of? It seemed like you were cleaning the boards. Obviously, JaVale McGee was a terror down there. You had LeBron James doing his thing. Is there anything that you're proud of in this past game?
Nah, it's a loss, man. We're gonna make some adjustments. We're good. I got a new game plan. We're good.
All right. So you got a game plan that involves slowing down Giannis. I'm assuming, correct?
That's what we're hoping. We'll see.
Well, Matt, obviously, again, not the result you wanted, but there were some beautiful things there. And like we discussed during the game, it is very hard to beat a team twice. Good luck to you going forward. And when you guys are ready, we are ready to see if you can push this to a game 3.
All right, cool. Thank you.
All right, good luck, Matt, in this match.
Right.
Match number 2 here.
Match number 2, again, Milwaukee is going to be on the road. Just disrespect to the city of Milwaukee here. I mean, first they have Green Bay, the Packers. God knows what's going to happen with this football season. Now They can't even watch the NECC championship. Everybody has to go to LA. It's brutal in Wisconsin right now.
Oh, well, I will believe that most of Wisconsinites want to go to Los Angeles or go to California.
Okay, that's fair.
In terms of weather, because there's a lot of humidity going on in the Midwest summer right now. Brock, out on the West Coast, y'all don't have the humidity like it is here in the West or in the Midwest.
I guess we don't.
So, yeah, they love that 70, 80, 90 degrees with no humidity out there. So,
and game 2 is underway. The man right there, number 34. Look out for him, and look out for number 23 in the white jersey. Giannis picking up right where he left off, right there, Amon.
Yeah, quick off the tip, nice pass in from Bledsoe. Giannis got in position. I'll say for me, I would try to keep this Giannis out of that paint area, because that's an easy shot with his wingspan. Him just throwing the ball up, it's going to be easy layup or easy dunk for him. Another good job with the hand deflection still. So
and Amon, I know your expertise was the offensive side of the ball, but to bring this back around to football, I mean, when you go into a game, you say, hey, this receiver, this running back, this tight end, whoever it is their star player. If we lose this game, it's not going to be because of him. And if you're Matt here, that's what you have to consider. Hey, we may win this game, we may lose, but I know one thing, Giannis is not going to do what he did last time, and I'm interested to see the adjustments he was anxious to make.
Yeah, and that's the mindset, and that's what you hit it right on the nose, Brock, is thinking about how can we take this player out the game? How can we take the best player or players out of the matchup, or at least take them out in key situations, especially when the score is tight and when we need to score a point or when they need to score, keep them from not scoring. And big dunk there by Eric Bledsoe, one-handed jam against McGee in the key. That has to have some big blocks in this second game, in the first and second game so far.
And the good thing about JaVale McGee, he does not care about getting scored on. He will compete at that rim over and over again. But there, Anthony Davis not able to cut off Giannis. And the good news for Noah, bad news for Matt is Giannis might still be on fire from the previous game because he has not slowed down one step.
Yeah, it definitely might be a continuation. But it's still like I said, it's still early in the game for Matt, and he can make those adjustments to make sure he makes it, I say, a fight and a chance for his team. He got good players. He got solid players, with AD, with James, and with Denny Green, too. Don't forget about him. He's a key shooter, especially with his experience when he was a Spur.
LeBron with the floater right there off of the Avery Bradley turnover, and that's what you need right there. When you do get the turnovers, you have to capitalize. Matt able to do that right there.
Yeah, he sure is. So I'll say right now for Matt, let's just slow this game up. And then he kind of slowed it right there on that possession. Even right here, take some time, pull it back. Like, there you go. And then let your guys come into position and play some offensive ball, pass it around. And that's what he did there. Even got a little push foul, a little cheap foul that could maybe help the team out later when they get to the bonus.
Absolutely. And it's one of those things, LeBron and Giannis are so good when they're on the fast break, when they're on one-on-one. If it means fouling them to force them to shoot two, that's better than a guaranteed two.
Yeah. Try to pump fake Giannis, but then get in McGee with the strong rebound and the strong putback for two. Now, again, we see Matt making those adjustments, playing a little bit more solid defense in the middle, and making Giannis earn it when he comes to the cup right there. As you see on the foul, he has the two shots.
Absolutely. JaVale McGee there. Third time was a charm. Giannis doing everything he can, getting it done offensively and defensively, but you leave three guys who are close to 7 feet around the basket enough, eventually something's going to go in. And the emphatic slam there by Dwight Howard.
Nice dunk by the young man, Matt, into AD for the big dunk. Again, like I'm liking the defense now. You're making Giannis earn his shots one way or another. And what this does, Brock, right here, it just slows the game down for Matt and the Lakers offense, because then they can reset a lot better, because we saw last game, there was a lot of fast breaks, a lot of steals and hands getting in the passing lane, that then the game got a little bit out of control for Matt.
Absolutely. And LeBron not in the game, and yet Matt is still playing as smooth as ever. That is already a better sign than last game. Last game when LeBron was out, things took a downhill turn, but right now the Lakers are still competing against Giannis. Giannis is now out. He is now resting up, and now is when you capitalize.
Yeah, and that's what you do. When you use the pick and rolls like we saw right there, but then take advantage of the players that are on the court, because then that key guy, LeBron, Davis, when they're off on the bench, resting up like they are now, and then you can hang in there, or like they have the lead right now, then you're doing something. You're making those adjustments to slow down the opponent's offense. Oh, what's the name? Well, what's up? Oh, Big B. What's up, Big B? In the Twitch chat room there. How you doing, man? I hope everything's good for you, Brett. So I've been streaming myself, but this week I had technical difficulties, Brock. My PC crashed. Oof. My laptop has a cracked screen, but I finagled.
What is going on in the Green household right now? Why are you falling apart, man? You hosting WrestleMania?
No. It's just I have my laptop. It cracked. It still works, so that's what I'm talking on right now. But It has a cracked screen, so I if you troubleshoot, I know I could take my HDMI cable and put it into the TV that I have in the room too. Big dunk by Giannis, by the way. But yeah, with a cracked screen from the laptop, but the laptop still works. So I could plug my HDMI into my laptop, plug it into the monitor right next to it, so I'm able to watch the game and able to talk to you and everybody that's helping us with the production today. So that is the gamer's life right there, or streamer. I say that is the streamer's life sometimes in trying to stream on Twitch. out these days.
Well, I'm just happy that it all happened to work out, and Matt really trying to work down low with Dwight Howard. Dwight Howard making his impact on defense last game as well, but offensively just has not come together, and that turnover leads to a very easy layup. I'm sorry, alley-oop to Giannis, and once again, Dwight. Oh boy.
Okay, this is where Matt has to slow it down. Matt has to slow it down here. He has to slow it down because this is where he loses control. Because we know Noah, he likes the up-tempo game. So slow it down for Matt, which he has done right there. Good job.
Exactly. And Dwight Howard.
He got to get that shot. He has to have that shot.
He's creating the opportunities. He's getting to the basket, but whether it's Rondo or Dwight Howard, neither of them just seem to be capitalizing right now, and something has to fall because we know Giannis is a second away from going on a run at a moment's notice.
And I'm like how Noah gets back on defense with Giannis getting in the middle. So he is being still aware, even though he has that fast break part of it. And that might be the part of his offense or his defense that gets his offense going.
There we go. Finally, a little bit of confidence booster. There you go.
Right, getting that change of pace defense down on the field. But Giannis right now is on supersonic speed, running down, grabbing the board, missing a shot, grabbing the board again, getting it back up. This is just one of those games that you got to just constantly just know when number 34 has the ball for the Bucks, just get in his face, do everything you can, even foul him, because that slows up the game. That gets him off his rhythm.
And now we got Rondo ISO'd on Giannis, and he's going to take that three, and he sinks it. Rondo, by no stretch of the imagination, known as a three-point shooter, but Matt saying, hey, if you're going to keep Giannis that far back, I'm going to take this shot every time.
Excuse me there. Okay, what's up, Mad Max? Man, thank you for the support. Thank you for tuning in. And Mad Max is a big supporter of Lakeland University, the university that I coach at. Excuse me, for esports.
Mad Max, thanks for tuning in. The NECC is very appreciative of your support, as well as ESTV, and you are catching a good one here. It's game 2 of the championship. We have Noah up 1. He got the first win, and Matt here with a win can push this to a winner-take-all. If Matt falls to Noah here, Noah will be crowned as the champion.
So good job there with Matt working the ball into the middle to LeBron, but also being patient, working his skills there to make sure he gets some points there, because sometimes he's gotten the ball in the middle, but has missed the easy layup. So good job there by Matt.
And that's the thing. I mean, even when you look back to last game, Matt was doing some great things. The ball was in good spots. It just was a capitalization thing. And there, AD showing some capitalization, taking advantage of that fast break. And just like that, Matt is back on top with another turnover. This is the momentum you have to take advantage of.
You got to take advantage and score right there. Oh, no. Gets the foul, though. That's what we want. That's what we want, where we got an even matchup, but then also we see Matt making those adjustments. Like you said, I just gotta make some adjustments. I gotta come out here and play. So he's doing that right now, making an adjustment he needs. Has to lead by 3, but this is not going to just be an easy 3-point lead that he could just sit back and hold. He's got to work for that on both sides of the ball, offense and defense, because we know how Noah and Giannis gets moving.
JaVale McGee protecting the rim there once again and able to turn it into a quick LeBron 2. And to your point, Amon, there you go. We were able to talk to Matt after the first game, and I tried to big him up a little bit. I said, what did you do well? He said, it doesn't matter because we didn't win, and that is the mindset of a guy who is dangerous coming off of a loss.
That's the mind of a baller right there, and that's what he's doing. He tried to get in there. Nice dribble drive to Davis, from LeBron to Davis, but just missed it. But good job there. Good. Oh, that's a good foul there. I'm sorry. That's a good foul. That's a good reach-in foul. He almost got the ball, but sometimes that ball or that hit is just a little bit off. But good job.
Giannis on AD. He's waiting on that ISO. Let's see what he's going to do with it.
Good job by Noah bringing McGee over the top for the double team. Being aware of that now. That's what he's doing. Now, there it is. That good, solid double team.
Beautifully done.
Now he gets the board. That's a good defensive possession.
That's textbook right there.
Yeah, it is.
That's textbook right there.
Now you come back down with the freight train, but you got to get the 2. Got to get the 2 when you have 23 with the ball. Now he has a
I think that sums it up
Yeah,
right there
contested
perfectly.
shot.
Doing everything right, but you have to capitalize. But that's honestly the first time we've seen Giannis completely neutralized for a full possession. That was perfect double team. Twice he tried to drive,
Yeah.
and twice Matt perfectly used JaVale McGee underneath to keep Giannis neutralized. If he can keep that up for the rest of this game,
Yeah.
he'll be in great position to force a game 3.
Exactly. Contesting the shot of Giannis when he's down there. Don't let him just shoot a ball with no hands in the face. Do those little things, and that will accumulate to a win for Matt and get this game to a game 3. Get this matchup to a game 3.
Dribbling around quite a bit. I tell
is
you
good
what,
defense.
Amon,
There it is to bring it in.
earlier on, he was getting to that hole very, very easily. That is clearly not the case. Matt said he was going to make some adjustments. We're seeing him.
We're seeing him. You know, we see. Oh man, off the inbound. That is tough to defend when you got the quickness of Giannis coming off the roll, the pick and roll. Good defense there by Don Vincenzo. Good and even better defense by who was that? Caldwell Pope. To come down and get the block shot. Good foul.
In a situation like that, you're not just saving 2 points, you're saving momentum, because getting these 2 points the hard way doesn't bring the momentum, which quite honestly can shift an entire game.
Yeah, this is the type of game that we want viewers to tune in and see. We're seeing guys that making adjustments from the first round matchup to this one. Patient in the middle. Good job by Matt. Just missed the shot. So he has to finish those plays. Those are going to be the determining factor in this game right here.
Ooh.
He's in the ring. Anybody in that ring gonna get knocked out, and that's what
superstar on superstar violence.
And he brings it right back. Ooh. And that would happen in real life too. If LeBron gets dunked on, we're gonna see LeBron come back and dunk on you.
Oh
and then
boy,
we see Giannis bring it right back. So now this
superstars are taking over.
Didn't get the foul. Didn't get the shot or the board. But this is where Matt has to be careful. Don't get in the same game as Noah, because this is Noah's game right here. He wants the fast break. He wants the big long passes, the big dunks at the end. So let's continue to slow it down. Right there, pass it out to McGee. Oh, he should have given it to McGee, but gets it blocked. Good defense there by the young man from Kansas. Work it, slow it down. There, Noah. There it is.
JaVale McGee pump faking from 3.
Oh, yeah. He better not shoot that. But this is good job by Matt. Slowing it down, watching the shot clock. Got to get it up. Almost. But that's a good possession in my book.
I'm not mad at that at all.
But now,
I'm not mad at that at all.
Gotta stop it, though. You can't have that solid defensive possession, or say offensive possession. It was solid only to the point because they used the entire clock. They did get some boards. They did make some crisp passes, but they just didn't finish with the 2 points or the 3 points. But then you cannot let the opponent, you cannot let Noah and Giannis come down and get the big dunk down the middle of the paint.
Got to get it done on both sides of the court. And honestly, this is where a lot of momentum was built in game 1. Noah and the Bucks had a tremendous finish to the second quarter going into halftime, and that led to an explosive start to the second half. Matt wants to avoid that this time around.
Yeah, I'm liking Matt's offense right now. He's taking his time. He's running through the passes. Being patient. But here, let's get back on defense and get in the ball handler's face and make him earn that shot. And that's what he did right there with Bledsoe not making the layup, getting Davis there. We got LeBron, the freight train, coming down for the layup, just tipped out of his hand as he went up. Good defense there. We got Morris with the ball coming around the paint, passing it outside for Bradley. Bradley shoots the ball just outside and boards again. Good shot. Good job. 2 points from Morris to tie this thing back up.
Morris stepping up big this game. We didn't hear too much of him in game 1, but the big issue was when JaVale McGee was not able to be down there with Anthony Davis, who was going to step up. Dwight Howard did not get it done last game. Looks like Matt's going to rely on Morris a little bit because he's certainly getting the job done, but you can't do that.
I was about to say he could come down and get the last shot of the half, but just misses it with the errant pass for the backcourt violation. So now Noah has the shot, just missed a good defense there to end it. So different completely different first half from the first matchup to this second matchup. So this is the matchup we're seeing players adjust, players having to utilize every little button on that controller, but also every little part of a game plan to play offense and defense and make the adjustments, bring that defense over.
And the third quarter decided game one. It was a very close game coming out of halftime, but the third quarter is when Noah and Giannis just took off and created a lead that was just impossible to recover for Matt. Matt clearly wanting to avoid that this time, and it's going to be like we saw in the first half. Play your half-court offense. Fast pace is what Noah wants.
And play defense. Play defense on both sides of the ball. That's what I would say all the time. Good shot there on the wing.
Lopez, the silent assassin. We were talking to a Noah after game one. He said people don't realize how good of a shot Lopez has, and we saw it right there. He's off to the left, uncovered out there in that long two. He can hit that consistently.
Sure can. He's just solid on defense, getting the boards, getting the block shots when needed. We got Danny Green trying to make something happen. Back to LeBron here. Got a pick and roll coming. Find that open man right there. AD, open man, good shot. When it's green, it's good. And when it is green, it is good. When you see that little symbol become green, Brock, that's when the shot is going in no matter what. Nice.
There are few better feelings in this game than seeing that green bar light up on a release.
Exactly. When it's green, it is good. Good reverse layup by Bledsoe on the Bucks in. But now AD throwing it back in his face with a 2-point bank shot right there to bring the score 36-36. Loving the game this round.
Absolutely. Much slower pace this time around. Again, I believe LeBron and Giannis were approaching the 30-point mark going into halftime last game. And not that both of them are not having a tremendous impact here. It's just the pace of the game is noticeably more tactical, more strategic this time around.
Yeah, and that's what we see. You see in competitive play, and when you have it where it's a best of anything, best of three, or best of five, and for the player that lost, as we know in the first matchup was Matt, but now he could take those mistakes from that loss and then use it here as we're seeing in the second game and use them to his advantage. He slowed the game down to Noah, making him work for shots a little bit more, playing defense like right there. So he's made those adjustments, and now this second matchup game is going to come down to the end.
And I tell you, one of the biggest factors is going to be turnovers. In a game this close, every possession matters that much more. Right there, Matt turned over the ball, then Noah turned it over right back. Whoever cleans it up first can put themselves in a great position to win this game.
Yes, indeed. Just being patient, taking your shots when they come, don't force it. And then when you're on defense, again, be patient, make the offense make a mistake, and then grab the boards when they do.
Absolutely. LeBron.
Good board by McGee over top. Oh, shoot the three. Oh, he's going in. Well, he's going into the sweet spot. Nice pass by LeBron. Got the two-handed dish. Dunk by big AD there. AD 11 points, 4 for 5 for field goals today. And again, they come back real quick like Noah does. Real quick come to get the 2 points. He's now down by 240-38.
And another
no
foul.
Jumpers for LeBron. No jumpers for LeBron. It's all layups and dunks. He could have hit a nice little J. Good push by Noah, and Bledsoe forces him to the hoop, gets to eat the hard 2-point, but earn 2-point basket right there by Bledsoe. Again, find an open man, and he could shoot that.
Yes, he could.
He didn't get it in that round, but again, we got to get that offense, get that defense. Good foul by Denny Green. Good foul.
Smart foul.
Matt there to slow that offense down, make them earn the shots. This is the type of game I like right now, bro.
It's all about pace. And again, Matt is sitting in a great position and Noah's sitting in a great position. Noah knows, hey, if I can hang on to this lead, Giannis is going to go off at any moment once he gets back in this game. And if you're Matt, you're thinking, I'm slowing this game down. I'm not neutralizing Giannis. Giannis has 24 points, I believe, but it's not the 40 he was approaching last game around this time. Both players should be very confident right now in their ability to finish the game.
Yeah, if you keep it right here for Matt, going into this third, or you got 3 minutes in the third, but continue this into the fourth quarter, we could probably potentially be playing in another game 3 or in game 3 today if he keeps this pace Keeps it close. Good defense there by McGee, blocking the three-pointer by Matthews, saying you can't see me. giving him the John Cena right there.
Absolutely. Unfortunately, it turned into a turnover, and then Kyle Korver, who may not have a lot of minutes in these first two games that we've seen, but when he is in, he makes
green
an impact.
Is good. Right.
Absolutely.
When his green is good, Ilsalova, try to get that right. From the Bucks, hit the big three, 46-40 now for the Bucks. Good steal by Ilsalova. Gets it down to Korver, the Blue Jay, the Creighton Blue Jay. Easy layup for the three-point assassin right there.
Absolutely. And finishing up this third quarter, again, this is a game about momentum. It is all about momentum. Whoever can finish this third quarter with a lot of momentum can roll through to the fourth, because as we can see now, this is going to be a fourth quarter game.
And we got to get Matt got to get back in control because he's losing a little bit. Got Bledsoe coming right down the middle of the paint. It was contested, but by that time, momentum was not going to stop him. But he has to get back on the defensive side of the ball because right now, Noah and then Bucks are scoring hot and heavy, hot and fast. Good job. Good finish there by Davis. Now, those are the finishes you got to have. When you have the good passing, when you have a good job on defense where it's a steal or a no score, then you come back and get them that basket for two or that three-point shot as well. There it is again, another stolen pass down to Kazuma. Got a 2-on-1. Good finish by Kazuma.
Not a lot of easy last names on the court. I'll give you that much.
No, it's not, but that's why we do.
I'll give you that much. Matt and Noah were not doing us any favors when they picked these two teams.
Exactly. That's why we do what we do, bro. That's why we do what we do. But I'm happy that Dwight Howard has the ball right now because his name is way easier.
Yes, it's a little bit easier. Right?
Oh, man. So we have the ball inbound there.
Well, shoot, Amon, let me ask you, in a high profile – In a high profile game rolling into the fourth quarter, what are those feelings like when you know? We'll go from Matt's perspective here.
Yeah.
If we lose, we go home, like we said, playoff mindset, championship mindset even. Because on one end, you can't panic because you lose your game plan and you're going to lose. But on the other end, you got to give your best effort or it's all lost.
Correct. Just don't panic. The biggest thing, don't panic, because then you can focus. Because when you start panicking, that's when you have a lot of emotions going through your mind. And those are not the things you want running through your mind. The things you want running through your mind is the game plan, is defensive strategy, is offensive strategy. And we know with basketball, it's a quick change. So it just goes from 1 second having the ball on offense to the next second getting back on defense, making sure you either contest a shot or get a steal, just like we saw there by Williams, and the foul. So now Bucks has the ball.
Yes, indeed. And as the seconds dwindle down and the third quarter has now come to an end, Amon, if I may suggest, we both hit a quick refresh on our Twitch streams to make sure we are perfectly synced up for this fourth quarter, because it's going to be a doozy.
It's going to be a doozy. So we're here at the NECC NBA2K Championships. Myself, Amon Green, here with my good friend Brock Vereen. He's out on the West Coast in Valencia, California. I'm here in the Midwest in Northeast Wisconsin, De Pere, Wisconsin, right next to Green Bay, the 13-time champion Packers. Green Bay Packers. I just got to throw that in there. You know.
Let them know. Let them know.
Then we have the opponents, Matt Finke versus Noah Roberts here. Matt has the Lakers. Noah has the Bucks, and Noah has won the first matchup of the best of three here, and he's wrapping up this game. And what Matt needs to do is duplicate the first half of this game here. If he can duplicate that, then he's going to get the victory and then push it to a game three. But right now, he's got Noah's offense, scoring hot and heavy like his game plan is right now.
Certainly, and I'm holding down the West Coast. You're holding the big dunk by LeBron there, and I'm holding down the West Coast. You're holding down the Midwest. And shout out to Matt Finke, hailing from Walcott, Connecticut, and Noah Roberts from Haverhill, Massachusetts. So again, ESTV, the NECC, we have the entire country covered.
There we go. We got LeBron, big dunk there, two-handed to the cup. Now get back on defense, so slow this offense down. Make Noah and his Bucks earn. Good block shot there by McGee.
And Amon, if you could take a second to refresh.
I got to refresh. I was just about to ask you.
There you go.
I was just about to ask because I'm like, I know you said something about a LeBron dunk. I'm like,
hey, look,
maybe
COVID
I'm
makes a lot of technical things sometimes off-putting, but we are doing the best that we can. And with a big 3 there, we have a game.
There we go. I'm back. So they got Bucks. We got
welcome back, sir.
The Vincenzo's pushing the ball, push it out to Middleton. Middleton's working for the shot right now. Matthews pushes in, but now still LeBron has the ball. Fast break for them. Ooh, he could have finished that.
And he passed up the dunk there, which is interesting. Maybe he wants 3. Maybe he wants 3. Let's see.
Or just being a little smart, slowing the game down. It is a 2-point lead, so don't have to really push it too hard. Good pass. Watch the shot clock. It's going down to 3. 2, got to throw it up now. Good put possession, but even better when you score it.
Absolutely. I'm not mad at that possession. And if there's anything that could sum up how last game ended for the Lakers, it was they were doing good things, just weren't capitalizing. And unfortunately, we see a little bit of it there. And even worse, you see a little Gatorade cup next to LeBron James' name. For those who don't know, that means he is tired. He is not performing at his peak levels, which you see right there. Thankfully, he's able to sink that basket, but Amon,
but he's LeBron.
But he is LeBron.
But he's LeBron. He's gonna
Matt in an interesting.
He's gonna crush that cup.
Point.
Like, I'm not tired, boss. I'm not tired.
Fans on their feet. We don't want to go home. We want to force this game 3. I don't know if LeBron's going anywhere.
No, we want a game 3, man. Get excited here. We got McGee on fire. We got LeBron bringing it down for the almost easy shot. McGee with the big boards. Denny Green out. Passes to LeBron. We got McGee hot right now.
Very hot. Let's
Good
see
job. Got 3 seconds on the shot clock. Got to get the shot off. Got a shot clock violation. Good defense by Noah and this Bucks. Still tied 56-56 with 2:56 left in the fourth quarter. Fresh 24-second shot clock coming inbounds from Bledsoe. Bringing it down.
I believe they call this a barn burner, Mr. Green.
Definitely. I know for sure for Noah's side of the ball. Good block by AD. That puts him on fire. Where did it seem like the ball disappeared? But LeBron has it, takes it to the cup and gets it in. That's what happens when sometimes you commentate virtual basketball.
Absolutely.
Stuff disappear and reappear, and it appears into the Lakers scoreboard for 2 points.
And the Bucks currently on a cold streak. For those of you who saw the graphic at the bottom there a second ago, the Bucks have not scored in the last 3 minutes. And LeBron on the flip side has never been hotter.
Right. This was what Matt is wanting. He is getting the fast breaks. He's making the good hand deflections on defense right now. So then he's all in Giannis's face. Giannis is cold. I want to say not hot, but he's like lukewarm. And that's where you want him. You want him. You don't want him ultra. You don't want that ring under him. Good defense again by the Lakers. Saw the hand deflection to get the ball up the court. Slow it down a little bit, young man.
And that Gatorade Cup clearly means nothing. I called it out earlier, but LeBron is playing as good as he's ever played. So maybe he just turns it on more when he's tired.
He's giving that bro, really? He's giving you that bro look when you say Gatorade. Nah, that cup don't mean nothing. I got to win this game. I want to take this to 3. That's what Matt's saying to him and his team right there.
Championship ball, you dump out whatever's in the tank.
Yep. It's the sand. You got the dirt and the sand at the bottom to take good pump fake. AD pushes it back in. Now AD is on fire for the Lakers and Matt's crew.
15 points for AD. Much bigger presence this game than he had last game. And Giannis right there, 26 points in the paint, 30 points total. And quite honestly, Iman, it's so strange because I feel like he's been neutralized, and neutralized for Giannis is his 30 points. It shows how big of an impact he has.
And you're right, man. It's been that all game, and that was the first possession you saw where he actually came down full steam ahead and still got the shot off and got the ball in the hoop. Because as we've seen for this majority of the first half, and now back again here in the fourth quarter where every shot for Giannis has been contested, where he has to earn it. Either shooting it or get to the free throw line. Right.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And Giannis able to draw the foul. This is what we love right here. Free throws are one thing, but free throws when a championship is on the line is a whole different thing. Again, do not think
Exactly.
Noah doesn't have pressure here. Yes, he would love the opportunity to get it done in 3, but if he can get it done in 2, any competitor is going to take that.
Exactly. But make him earn it. They playing that defense now. It's getting tight. Got 55 seconds and counting. Lakers up by 4 there. LeBron got the ball. Nice dish into McGee.
Beautiful
Hope
pass.
we're synced up on that because I saw that coming. Split the
Beautiful
defenders
pass.
with the bounce pass. Nice one-handed dunk. Easy one-handed dunk. No defense there. And now he's forcing Matt. Matt is forcing Noah to push with Giannis. Now he's getting the fouls that's going to continue to push this lead. And right now looking like he could push it to a game 3. So this is an outstanding game play by both players, making the adjustments they need to do to win their games.
Now sitting at an 8-point game. Bledsoe in the paint gets swatted by LeBron, and Bradley now has the ball. LeBron pushing down the court. And a 2 points here, which he just got, can all but put this game away.
There
just
it
like
is.
that. Lakers with a
That's
10-point
the icing
lead.
on the cake right there for Matt and his Lakers to get this game, get this matchup to 1-1, and then we're going to be playing and talking for match number 3 here in the NECC NBA2K Championship. Good
and this is usually how you know that the 2 right players made it to the championship when the games are this close.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So you had a steal there by Middleton just from extra effort. Now the fear come the fouls, but it's a little too late. We got 5.6 seconds left, and Lakers are up by, say, 6. We got LeBron shooting a 1-1.
And now we got a 7-point lead, and Bledsoe with the ball. We're just going to dribble this out and get ready for game 3.
So
game over.
Congratulations to the young man, Matt. Finke from Mitchell College, pushing into a game 3. He's not done yet. It was a little scary in that first matchup as we both, you and I, Brock, watched Giannis play lights out, lightning basketball. But here in game 2 of the best of 3 matchup, we see Matt and the Lakers make those adjustments to just, like he said, I got to win. And that's what he did. He's like, I just got to play. And that's what he's done. He's made those plays that now has pushed it to a game 3 here between the Milwaukee Bucks and Noah Roberts from his college and Matt Finke from Mitchell College as well here in the NECC NBA2K Championship Tournament. We're now taking a little break, but getting ready for we got interviews coming up, and then we'll push to game 3.
I believe Matt is going to be ready to go here in a second. Matt, if you're with us, let us know.
Yeah, I'm good.
Well, you sound a little more positive than after game 1. Matt, how you feeling right now?
Good. Still got work to do, but that was a good adjustment. We made some adjustments.
So what was the mindset? Oh, go ahead. Sorry about that.
I was really hoping we could pull that one out because a couple stuff wasn't going my way, and I was like, I feel like I'm doing everything perfect to the game plan, but he's just hitting some crazy shots. But I figured that wasn't gonna last the whole time. But
so what was
I'm just glad I got another game. What's up?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, what was the biggest part of your mindset when you could see Giannis at some times, like you say, hitting those crazy shots? What kept you focused on your game plan?
I just knew it. Just any basketball player knows when you're playing a team hitting shots that aren't gonna be consistent shots. In reality, they're bad shots, but if they go in, you're not gonna say nothing. You know those aren't gonna last the whole game. So if you take those, we'll live with those. That's how I was always taught to live with those types of shots. If he beats me playing like that, then I'll tip my cap. But I think we'll be good if we manage the bad shot selection.
Well, we are happy to hear that strategy going forward. We're going to get Noah queued up here in a second, but Matt, good luck to you. Winner takes all the marbles. Don't leave nothing in the tank, and good luck to you in this final game.
All right, sounds good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Certainly sounds a little more
Yeah,
positive that time around.
definitely,
He did a lot of good things there, a lot of good
definitely
things,
different
and
tone from after the first game.
absolutely,
But you see the confidence. You can hear the confidence a lot better, and
absolutely.
knowing
And
that he made those
Noah,
adjustments that
when
he
you
needed
are
to do.
with us, please let us know
What's up, guys?
what is going on. So Noah, clearly not the finish that you wanted. Giannis still got his, but if we look at the Lakers score sheet, we had LeBron, AD, and JaVale McGee all in double digits. That is not what we saw the first time around. So how do you now defend all three players who seem to be more involved, whereas before it was mainly the LeBron James show?
Once again, I think he won this game on the boards a lot. He got a lot of offensive rebounds. It's just tough when you have JaVale McGee and you have Dwight Howard coming in off the bench too. LeBron James, he can do everything, and Anthony Davis is also a monster on the boards. And once the fourth quarter came, it was like someone just put a cap on the basket and nothing was going in. He scored 10 points in the fourth quarter compared to his 22. So I'm confident with it. Just got to adjust to how he played defense. I did a few times. Eric Bledsoe stepped up, but we just didn't knock down shots at all. We went 0 for 10 from the perimeter, so that's got to change.
Yeah.
But we'll figure it out. So I'm positive going into this one. I got a big one. He got a big one. So it's down to this one. So I'm confident. He's confident. It'll be a good game.
All right. Noah, good job there. So good luck in the third matchup up here, the NECC NBA2K Championship. And we'll get to the next game. And Brock?
Winner take all. We are ready to go. This one is for all the marbles of Mon. It has been a lovely Sunday night, but I know for Noah Roberts and Matt Fink for Eastern Nazarene College and for Mitchell College, they are going to have one heck of a week. They can come off an NECC 2K championship, but there can only be one.
Oh yeah, there can only be one. But yeah, well, you have them fun bragging rights during what's going on in the world today. Not much going on, but there's a lot going on live. In stream, in virtual, the context, and where you could say, hey, I'm the NBA 2K championship right here for the NECC. So it's a good matchup again, starting here with game 3.
And we are off, and who else would get the tip but Giannis?
I believe that's 3. Was that 3 matchups in a row they won the tip?
Yes, it was.
I wonder if somebody in Vegas made those bets.
If so, someone's a very rich man right now.
Yeah, here we go.
Oh, that's how you started off right there. The 360 alley-oop to set the tone.
Nice pass by me. Alley-oop, that's one thing Noah has down is the alley-oop system, the mechanics of hitting those buttons at the right time, especially when you have somebody like Giannis, the Greek Freak, that could go up and pretty much grab any ball anywhere in the air.
There is no shortage of height on this court right now, but it's what are you going to do with it? And right now, Noah's capitalizing.
Yep. Good long arm deflection there by Giannis on the outside to get the steal to bring it down, try to go up 4-0 on Matt and the Lakers. When his screen is good. When his green, it is good by Lopez from the wing, from the right wing.
Noah says that he's mostly a FIFA guy. Oh, man, with a big dunk right there on Brook Lopez. Noah says he is mainly a FIFA player, but for how often he gets these green bars full, he certainly knows this Milwaukee Bucks team.
Yes, indeed. And that's where the speed comes from, is that FIFA background, because that game can pick up a little bit when you let it. So that's why that game is his game here in 2K is very fast, but right now you got to get back on defense.
With the two-hand reverse slam, LeBron James, and of course, Noah wasted no time. He is already back, heading down the court. Brook Lopez, top of the key, and a turnover. The Lakers pushing.
The passing by Matt and the Lakers just didn't get the finish, and that's the finishes that he has to have to get those easy buckets in the beginning or in the middle of the game.
Great instinct there by Matt. He knew that pass was going to go to Lopez down the middle, so he bailed on Bledsoe, was able to cut off Lopez, and just like that, they have the ball back.
And that's one thing I hadn't seen Matt do with LeBron. He is a three-point shooter in the game today. So when you can take the freight train to the paint to get the easy two, I'm going to do that every time.
Without question. Without question. And
So,
again, so much credit to both Matt Finke and Noah Roberts. They did not just pick up these controllers and magically end up in the championship. They worked their way here over the past couple weeks. And as we see here, two incredible matchups. Now we're in the third one. They are very deserving to be in this championship with this opportunity to take home the NECC 2K championship.
oh, we had was that? Oh, that was shot clock violation. I almost thought that was a charge by Giannis. Because you saw LeBron go down with his arms tucked, but he got the shot clock violation. Good defense there by Matt and the Lakers to make them use the whole clock and get nothing out of it. Good job.
Danny Green is a player who, if you ask me who's talent, who's going to be the sleeper X factor, I would have said Danny Green with his incredible 3-point shooting ability. But right now it has not been utilized. But clearly Matt knows this team much better than I do, or else he wouldn't be in this situation.
You know, he is one of them guys that you remember when he was in his role with the Spurs. He was all those guys, one of those guys always sitting in the wing, untouched, and finally get the ball to him. He shoots it. LeBron trying to push it up hot and heavy, gets blocked or defended well by Giannis. The ball back down into Bledsoe's hands. Bledsoe couldn't deny by Bradley there. Good defense by Matt and the Lakers. Again, forcing them to pass the ball around, make some good, solid, crisp pass, but now gets the ball back with LeBron with the easy dunk.
The very easy dunk. And Giannis bringing the ball up 1 from 4 from the field. If you've watched these previous 2 games, there we go, 2 for 5. But even still for Giannis, that is not the percentage he's used to. But if there's one thing you know about the Greek Freak, he actually gets better when he's angry. So is it a good or bad thing that he's struggling early?
Probably potentially a bad thing because then he gets hot and, like you said, angry like the Hulk, and then turns it on in the third and the fourth quarter when it counts. Because right now, you're just setting yourself up for the second half. As we know with sports, you know, having 2 halves of gameplay is just setting yourself up to put yourself in a position to win, you know, by getting the turnovers just like that or the points on the board early. So then you could be in the right position to win the game. Good block from behind, good contested shots by Matt and the Lakers defense right there. If it's green, it's good.
If it's green, it's good. We've heard it a bunch, and we've heard it a lot with Noah Roberts. He just has the timing of these shooters down so perfectly.
And that's another huge aspect of it, just knowing the mechanics of the joystick. So that right stick or the X button, once you get that timing right and you see how that meter feels, and sometimes for every shooter, it feels slow, it feels fast, but if you learn that timing, you can get it in there. Beautiful alley-oop dunk by Jacinzo to get up over LeBron. I know LeBron is like, hold up, who is that? You know, timing up my back. But like I said, once you learn that meter of each player, then yeah, you can hit that green all the time, and it's always nice to see it.
Certainly is nothing like a guaranteed 2 points. Got to be the best feeling in the world on this game. Turnover there. LeBron getting it done on the defensive side of the ball, and the perfect pass to Avery Bradley. Just like that, they extend to a 3-point lead.
Yeah, we are seeing some good, solid 2K being played right here by both Nate and Noah. Defense, offense. Now we're seeing those in-game adjustments, on-the-run adjustments to make sure the players are in the positions, just like right there in another steal by Matt and the Lakers getting the ball up to the long AD. The freight should pass it to the freight train for the 2-point, but misses. That's where he's had a lot of those in all 3 games where he plays solid defense, but gets the ball there and has to continue to convert those big plays right there to take advantage. Another steal. There we go. All right, this one uncontested 2-handed dunk by LeBron. Good job with defense there by Matt and the Lakers.
Absolutely. And DiVincenzo really calling the shots here for the Bucks, but that emphatic block into the hands of AD, to the hands of LeBron. Now back to Danny Green. I mean, this game is just back and forth incredible. And the big dunk by Anthony Davis.
Coming down the middle of a big guy from Chicago.
I tell you what, this is the slowest. There you go. This is the slowest that we have seen the Bucks start. Only 10 points on the board. And this is the best that we have seen the Lakers play defensively. Maybe this strategy that Matt was talking about has finally been perfected.
Yeah. Matt getting cerebral, thinking about slowing the game up for both his team to get offensive side of it, but also Noah's side of the team, make sure they don't get in rhythm like they do with fast break basketball. And again, now they're at the line, continue to push this lead up to 10 points here on the free throw. Oh, missed it by AD. Still 9-point lead with coming to the end of the first quarter.
Oh, yeah, that was a decent look right there for a half court shot. But right now, everything is going right for the Lakers defensively. Not much is going right for the Bucks offensively, but basketball is a game of runs, which is what makes it such a beautiful game because you are never out of reach.
And this, yeah, you're right, Brock. It's going to be now. This is the tough part. Can I do this again? For the second quarter. Then can I do it for the third? But find the opportunity to continue to score points as well as play strong defense as Matt has played in the last 2 games.
Well, that's a good start right there. Contested 2, LeBron's so physical, able to get the 2 through contact.
Forcing Noah to make shots he doesn't try to attempt shots he doesn't want to shoot. Now he's getting
with
LeBron.
The 3.
Now this is where it's going to get interesting. Now if you get that guy shooting from the outside and the inside, that's where it's going to be a tough game to win for Noah and the Bucks.
You said last game you were shocked that LeBron was not being utilized from 3 enough, but oh boy, if he gets hot from there, good luck.
Coming in for another. Oh, got the block. Maybe cocked it back too far.
Too
he
far.
Went too far on that one.
Yes. And that is not Matt's fault. That is the game dynamics fault. Maybe next time they'll choose him just to do a nice, safe 2-handed slam next time.
All right, they're doing it early. They got a little foul there. I say slow the tempo foul. That's a smart foul because we see LeBron scoring points. We see the Lakers doing what they need to do to get points for the board to have this lead to 14 right now. Good pick and roll. Nice dish to D. Howard in the middle, and he gets the finish. Good offense together. Now we see Matt getting into his offensive swing, and we see something that we've seen all 3 games so far. Giannis pushing it hard to the cup, earning the foul. Now he has to earn his points at the free throw line.
Yes, he does, and he does just that. 15-point game. This is not out of reach. Now, it's a no-brainer. Noah wants the smallest lead possible or even have the lead himself going into the second half. But I tell you what, right nice there, a quick 2 points is not going to help his case. 27% from the field. This is just the worst that we've seen the Bucks look all night long, and what a poor time to find a rare slump.
Yeah, Matt is doing a good job here. That's just why they're in the slump. Matt is taking the time to get back on defense, defend the ball, contest the ball, and that's the biggest thing, as we know in basketball, Brock. When you got good shooters, you can't let them shoot without contesting their shot.
That's what it comes down to. I mean, these guys are so good, and guys as well, Matt and Noah, are so good at using their players. They know their timing. If you do not contest it, that green bar is lighting up every time.
Yeah, but you don't want that, man. When you're on the defense, you're like, oh, man, you know that's going in. Oh, almost an Aaron pass save by Bradley right there. Good job by Matt and the Lakers taking their time to find their shot, grabbing board, another board by AD. Shot clock resets for a little bit. And, off the back of Giannis, sprinting to the hole. Good defense. Foul, though, but good job making him, again, getting through the free throw line, making them earn their shots in this game.
George Hill, very clutch too, back-to-back green bars. Again, I don't understand how no one knows this player so well from being a FIFA guy, but he has the pulse on the motion of every single one of these shooters for the Bucks.
That's just getting those reps in. When you know where that meter go and how fast and how slow, that's just getting those reps in.
Reps, the name of the game.
Good ball movement by Matt and the Lakers. Watching the shot clock. Got LeBron, non-contested 3. Deep 3 didn't go in. So Bucks getting the ball down. Got the Blue Jay, Kyle Korver, setting up the offense, getting it in to Lopez. Back out. Over to George Hill.
Swing it.
DiVincenzo gives it to Giannis, trying to open it up for him, for the big man to get him an open shot, and Lopez for 3-point. In and out, but the freak with the board and the two-hand putback, Lakers call timeout. And so this is where now Noah, with his offense, is going to have to start getting that mindset like Matt, where you got to get this points when needed, but also play defense to stop letting this lead increase where he's at right now, bro.
Exactly. And we touched on it in game one, actually. When you feel like the game is slipping away and you start chipping, don't panic. Trust what you are doing. A lot of guys, hey, we're down 20. Now we're down 15. Okay, let's change everything up and try and start taking chunks. No. Piece by piece. It's only the second quarter. Plenty of time.
Yep, good job. So, yeah, good shot there by LeBron to finish with the 2 points there. Bledsoe is bringing it down the court against Bradley. Nice pass into Giannis.
Beautiful dunk.
For the one
Beautiful
dunk
dunk
there.
by Giannis.
Score is 19-30. Lakers are up.
And LeBron with the floater for 2 more. I mean, what can you do it again? LeBron only 9 points, and yet he makes his presence felt all over the court.
It's one of them things now where the 9 points, or when he scores, is at the situation that they need a score when they're in a drought, when they're kind of quiet, banking, getting the shots in the hoop.
And that's a testament to how good he is. No matter what sport it is, there's very few players who have the ability to completely dictate the pace of a game for both teams. And LeBron James is one of those guys.
Yes, indeed. So you got Giannis, he's hot right now. So you got to slow. This is where you don't want him to go to the cup like this. Because when those shots, that one didn't go in, but most of those shots.
But they often do.
Yes. Good foul.
Smart foul there.
Very smart foul by Middleton, because we know LeBron gets that shot, continue momentum. Right now, the lead up by 12, 21-33 for the Lake Show.
And that's why you foul right there.
Yep, make them earn their shots, and that's why you do it. Now you got to stop. Freight train number 2.
Right.
Coming down court, slow the game down. It's picking up speed, unless that's where Matt wants it to be. Right there, nice finger roll for King James up the middle of the court, uncontested. By knowing his Bucks.
Defensive stand.
Good defense by Kazuma. Again, LeBron bringing it down. Nice fake.
Beautiful.
Nice hesitation.
The blind side fake, reverse, spin, okie doke, whatever you want to call that, it worked. But Giannis able to respond on the other end right away.
All right, we turned into a little playground rules right now. We're just running. But it is in Matt's advantage, because he has the lead and he's scoring points. So long as that keeps going for him and his Lakers, this will be a big advantage for his team, Brock.
It certainly will. And now it is about closing out the second half. Another floater by LeBron. It seems like Matt has changed up his drive strategy a little bit. He used to go for the dunks, go for the contact. But now if it's not wide open, he's trusting that floater. And why wouldn't you? It's gone in every time. He's
making those game time adjustments that you do as an active player. When you play the game and you know what's working and you know what's not working. So he's figuring out what those two are. And good foul there. Again, on Giannis to make him earn his shots. And we see right there, he misses both shots. So let's keep that strategy going for the rest of this game.
And that's just tough. Right now, the rest of the Bucks, not named Giannis, only have 10 points. That is just not enough.
And that's the type of strategy you want. Take the guy that you know is going to hurt you the most, take him out of the game, and make everybody else step up and play. Right.
Absolutely. And Rondo not able to hit the three to end out the first half, but a 16-point lead for Matt Finke from Walcott, Connecticut, going to Mitchell College, a recent graduate. 16-point lead against the other recent graduate, Noah Roberts from Haverhill, Massachusetts, representing Eastern Nazarene College, both here in the NECC Championship presented by ESTV. How else would you be spending your Sunday evening?
I'll probably be playing video games right now. I'll probably be playing Halo or something. I'm keeping my Madden game tight, getting ready to coach up my players at Lakeland University for Madden season, coming up with the NECC in September. So this is exactly what I'll be doing.
Beautiful.
Something doing with gaming.
Well, we've all got glimpses into that man cave of yours. I don't know how you ever leave that place, because I surely wouldn't.
Yeah, it's tough, man. I got a big old, I say about a twin-size couch next to me.
A twin-size couch.
That some nights I think, I could just sleep there. But I'm like, let me get upstairs before I get yelled at by my wife.
See, that's the thing. If it were up to you, you'd be sleeping down there, but it ain't up to you.
No, exactly. I know better. I got common sense. Like, I don't want to be sleeping on the living room couch.
14-point lead now for Matt Finke and the Los Angeles Lakers. This game is within reach. We have seen both teams, both players over the last 2 games capable of 8 to 10 point runs at a moment's notice. So don't think for a second that Matt is comfortable. Don't think for a second that Noah has given up.
Correct. We're seeing good, solid gameplay on both sides of the ball, both sides of the, joysticks for these guys. They're using pick and rolls. They're adjusting on defense, bringing the double team man over, and making both of them, making each other, make a shot, earn a shot. As you see right there, now he earned the foul with getting the one shotter or getting the 2 points in early. The old-fashioned 3-point play.
The old-fashioned way, like they used to say.
Yeah.
Exactly. Noah and the Bucks, he's still driving the basket, whether it's Giannis, whether it's someone else. How he's been successful is just attacking the basket over and over and over again. The difference is, thanks to Matt Finke's adjustments or whatever it may be, they're just not falling. He's still drawing the fouls, but the and ones they're just not falling.
Yeah, so it's just from the defense adjustment that Matt has had to Noah. So those shots that were coming easy in the first 2 matches, now he's second guessing. He didn't get them as easy. Again, man, second freight train number 2 coming down, clear the paint. When you don't have that body in front of Giannis, that's what's going to happen. But like I was mentioning earlier, when you have what you had the first 2 games where you were playing your game, Noah was playing his fast-paced game, and then Matt in the last 2 games, it was the first quarter, and then it was the third and fourth, late fourth quarter, where he made those adjustments to get the victory, to push it to 3. And now we see here in Game 3 matchup where he's in his rhythm, and he's made all those adjustments to make sure Noah has to earn every shot, every pass, because if not, he's going to contest. When it's green, it's good.
When it's green, it's good. Back to back. LeBron James with 26 points, 50 seconds in. Just over 50 seconds into this third quarter, the LeBron James show. It's interesting. Matt Finke showing how versatile he can be. Last game, it was about versatility. JaVale McGee was getting his. Anthony Davis was getting his. LeBron James, of course, making an impact. But, AD, I guess I shouldn't have been talking about him because that was a grown man slam right
with
there.
The two-handed flush, the putback two-handed flush.
Yes, indeed. But this game has really been the LeBron James show again with the rebound right there. 27 points for LeBron James, but AD with the emphatic slam.
Yeah, he had a 3-on-1, kicked it out the run. I could have gave it to AD in the middle. But AD trying to clean up boards, didn't finish, but good effort. Now Giannis coming down, nobody stopping him. Good pass into Bledsoe to get 2. 31-46. Late show is up on the Bucks here with 3 minutes, 15 seconds left in the third quarter.
Calling ISO.
Calling isolation. That's almost a no-brainer call, but then you could get the wide open man once you get that dribble penetration.
Great defense there. And if you're Noah Roberts and the Milwaukee Bucks, you already have a hot LeBron James. You can't let AD get hot. Great stop there. And Giannis with 17 points of his own. Don't let him heat up.
Yes, indeed. Another thing for both players, but really Matt, that last play, it just I'm going to point out the fact that he is really utilizing the pump fake to get space and to get that open shot. And now we got a Giannis coming down quick train. No lane, switch.
I don't even know what that was.
That was a beautiful start with the left, switch it to the right, and spin with his back to the backboard to push it in with the foul. I love it, man. That's why they call him the Greek Freak.
And just like that, it is a 10-point game. Noah Roberts, something about him in the third quarter, whether he wins, whether he loses, he has a great third quarter. That's a sign of a great 2K player.
Yes, indeed. And that's FIFA, and that's actually playing soccer. That's being an athlete in general. Just understanding that what that situation feels like to be a gamer and to be a traditional athlete. You learn how to play through that stuff and focus and get a little tired, as we saw Giannis with another big dunk down the middle.
Absolutely. Kyle Kuzma with a big slam, but Giannis answers right back. And here we go, trading points in the paint. Both teams doing a great job early on, keeping guys out of the paint, but right now offenses are prevailing and penetrating.
Yes, indeed. We're watching it like a big heavyweight fight right now. They're taking left hook, right hook, undercut, uppercut,
You know, maybe UFC, we get a knee to the face, back and forth, big hits right now between Noah and Matt. Lakers and the Bucks here, 38-50 here in the third quarter with a minute 37 to go. We're here at the NECC NBA2K championship between Noah Roberts from Eastern Nazarene University and Matt Finke from Mitchell College. Basketball player versus a soccer player. So we're seeing esports at its finest. This is esports. You know, you get people from different backgrounds of different sports playing against each other. Big fast break by Ronjo, nice finger roll to get the 2 points. But you got people, you know, competitors against each other that little different backgrounds, but what is the commonality between them is playing video games, you know, having that joystick in their hand or keyboard and mouse and competing at a high level.
And I tell you what, Amont, a credit to them. Again, Matt Finke, Mitchell College in New London, Connecticut, Noah Roberts, East Nazarene College, Quincy, Massachusetts, both recent graduates, but both still on the East Coast. It's 9:35 out there, and they are on their third game of the evening. There is a mental fatigue. They may not be out there physically running around each game, but there is a mental fatigue involved. Credit to them. It is creeping up on their bedtime. They're in game 3 of a 3-game series, championship basketball. It takes a lot to be locked in for all that time.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely a lot to mentally lock in. I mean, and then you could just throw in the physical part of it. It's the thumb tips, you know, the index finger, the middle finger that's just pressing these buttons. And I say another little key thing about the mechanics of using a controller in your hand is the time, those few seconds, or not even seconds, milliseconds that it takes from your thumb to go from one button to another. Some players design their controllers where their fingers don't have to leave the buttons, where they have, you know, a SCUF controller, or they have an Xbox Elite controller, where they have the buttons, they have their finger on the buttons, they don't have to leave. But sometimes, like myself, I don't do that. I'm used to the buttons that are on the controller, so any extra buttons added into me is going to give me a brain aneurysm, you know. So I'm like, let me just.
We don't want that.
Yeah, I just want the 12 buttons that already come on the controller. Another 13, to, you know, adding 2 to 14 is like, no, I'm good. So
that's a lot to remember.
Yeah, it's a lot to remember. So yeah, that adds on to that mental fatigue playing these high competitive matches here in the NECC NBA2K championship, Rob.
Absolutely, and a foul there is gonna stop play for a second, finishing out this third quarter. Who's gonna get that last possession?
So we got Lakeshore Matt squad up by 13, 42-55. 10 seconds to go in the third quarter. Gonna have a big fourth quarter coming up here for Noah and the Bucks to get them, if they could get in the lead.
Oh, almost.
He could have shot it ahead to Kazuma, get an easy 2. But he didn't, but that's okay. Now we're heading into the fourth quarter. Again, scores 42-55. Matt and the Lake Show is up, trying to potentially get a championship here for the NECC NBA 2K matchup between himself and Noah Roberts. So here he is, inbound pass. Noah has the ball, bringing the ball down court with George Hill. Again, that defense is showing up for Matt right now.
Yes, it is. And championship basketball, what else would you expect but to get it the hard way? That ball was tipped around about 3 or 4 times, but the Bucks did not give up. They know clock is ticking. 11 points, very feasible, but they cannot give up any more easy buckets if they want to win this one.
Yeah, good job by Noah here challenging Rondo with George Hill, who has the bigger body physically, but making it hard for him to bring the ball down court. That's a good possession of defense for Noah and his team, making Matt shoot the jumper. Now I just got to get the 2, gets the foul. So here's a good 1-and-1 that could be earned. There's the first basket by the young man, Williams.
And it's important to note, Noah and the Bucks are doing this without Giannis on the court. If you can tighten that lead as close as possible without Giannis on the floor, it sets you up perfectly because we know what he's capable of to close out a game.
Exactly. You want to make sure you get a little bit, I say knock some of that score down, but then get to that point, eventually get the guy back in that needs to bring in this game for a victory.
Absolutely. LeBron here trying to get it done at the free throw line. He's able to take that second one. 12-point game. No lead is safe, though, with Giannis waiting to go on a run. And That certainly won't help. George Hill not able to get the easy 2.
Had a good
LeBron
fake
on the
there.
other end dishing it to AD, who also doesn't get the easy 2, and we're back with the Bucks ball.
And Giannis is back in. Good board by George Hill. I might be on delay.
That is all right. Nothing a little quick refresh can't solve. And man, some not sloppy ball in this last minute. It's just neither guy has been able to finish. Both teams had multiple guys with good looks, but great defense down low.
Right here, we got LeBron. Oh, still loses the ball. Brook Lopez picks it up, gives it to Giannis. Here's Giannis on the fast track to the hoop. Contested foul. He is shooting a 1-and-1. When his green is good.
If his green is good, I was waiting for it. I
gotta say it every time. Now the lead is down to 10.
Anybody's game.
Anybody's game. We got a lot of time left. A lot of scoring can happen. Pick and roll trying to get set up by McGee. LeBron takes it, passes out to AD. Pump fake, didn't work that time. Out to Denny Green, back to AD. Working against George Hill. It's a little bit of a physical mismatch. Good passing, not forcing, but got to get it up now. Good job. Good defense. Shot clock violation.
Great
by
defense.
Noah and the Bucks. That's what you want here with 3:58 left in the game.
That is the best defensive stand you could have expected. That's the best thing you could have wanted. Now you have to capitalize. You made sure they didn't extend the lead. Now you got to chip away at it.
Yes, indeed, Brock. Good foul there. Slow the game down, slow the clock down, save that time. Knowing the Bucks earn every shot right here.
Superstar on superstar here. Only one can win the matchup.
Nice. He is using good block by AD.
Tremendous defense by Anthony Davis there. Tremendous control by Matt Finke.
Good defense again, making them push the ball back out. Nice pick and roll. Almost had a setup. Good comeback by Giannis. Good defensive stand right now.
Defense is the name of the game right now,
man. It is. Yeah, yes, it is, Brock. Right now, you got 7 seconds on the shot clock. So they got to come up with something quick. But, yeah, the defense is there. So these guys, they are playing serious ball right now. Good job by not letting them get the shot. Noah bringing Giannis down, passes it out to Eric Bledsoe there. Back to Middleton, back to inside to Giannis to have the mismatch right there. But shot not good against Bradley.
And an emphatic wide open two right on Giannis.
Good job. Good vision by Matt there to get it in.
These LA virtual fans are on their feet. They know. All right, well, they just sat down. They were on their feet. But they know that a big run here by Matt Finke and the Lakers could put this game away. But Noah is not giving up. Not by a long shot.
He is scrapping away here, trying to chip away at that lead. LeBron is on blinking red. That means he is tired, but that don't mean nothing to him, virtually or in real life.
Guys like him just have an extra tank that no one else has.
Yeah, they got that. One of their legs is full of nothing. It's hollow. They got energy in there. Nice shot. Nice shot by Middleton. Bring it back to 10 because it got to 13 there. But good defense, good offense, good fast plays. 2:06 left in the fourth quarter of the NECC NBA2K championship. Matt Finke versus Noah Roberts coming down to the end right here. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Brock.
Yes, indeed. And a big slam
again.
Ooh, setting the tone, saying a timeout can't save you.
No, stuff we've seen before from LeBron, from traditional Bron, real life Bron, coming down, taking over a game, and emphatically putting the emphasis on the victory.
Yes, indeed. 10-point game. Every possession matters more, and a crucial turnover right here, which is going to turn into a guaranteed 2. Now we have an 8-point game.
There it goes.
Minute 30 left. This is championship basketball.
Are we going to watch pressure break pipes here?
Ooh.
In terms of Matt and the Lake Show, or is he going to hold solid? Or is he
mental fatigue is a thing. Both Noah Roberts and Matt Finke dipping into their own tanks, trying to finish this one out strong.
Here's the pick and roll by AD. Trying to got LeBron, got the general, takes it all the way to the hoop. Right now he's sitting at 33
points for LeBron James. Wow.
And 13 for 25 from the field.
Oh, there you go.
Nice sidestep by the Greek Freak, getting in there with a left-handed jam.
JaVale McGee, smart not to jump.
That's one thing Matt has utilized very well is the pick and roll. Some of his offensive possessions. We got the foul there. Hard on LeBron. Slow the clock down. Got 52 seconds up in this game. Still an 8-point lead. We got to get some threes. But right now, Noah or Matt just have to run the clock out, play offensive ball right there. It's
bad
like
rotation right there leaves Anthony Davis with a wide open 2. 10-point game, 40 seconds left.
It's nothing but threes from here for Noah. You got to throw it up. You got to shoot it. Shoot the J. Shoot it. Get the 3.
That is just tossed out. Anthony Davis is excited. Those fans on their feet, they know this can seal the game.
Yeah, we got 10-point lead, 26 seconds and counting left. It's got to be threes for Noah and his squad to draw this closer. Looks like Matt has made the adjustment he needed to do. He has some of the bench players in right now.
And
he's going to come down for the victory.
A big congratulations to Matt Finke.
Yes, indeed.
Recent graduate of Mitchell College, representing Wolcott, Connecticut. Your NECC 2K Xbox champion.
Okay. All right, that is it. Brock, thank you for jumping in with me, buddy. But we just watched one of many NECC NBA 2K championship and other championships as well. The Madden tournament and championships coming up. But watching Noah and Matt go at it is fantastic for both players. We saw the adjustment that Matt needed to do from the first game to the second game, and he made those adjustments. Noah, we saw the first game come in hot and heavy, using Giannis as the Greek Freak is, very aggressive and getting a lot of dunks for himself and the Bucks, Brock.
Yes, indeed. And the pride and joy of Eastern Nazarene College, the pride and joy of Haverhill, Massachusetts, Noah Roberts is now with us. Noah, we know that this was not the result you wanted, but we just want to issue a congratulations to you for making it this far. How are you feeling right now?
That was a tough one. That was a tough game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, basically, like towards the end of the first half, you kind of knew it wasn't going to go your way. So, but you just got to keep pushing, and we made a game of it. We had a good third quarter, but man, towards middle of the second quarter, you kind of knew it wasn't not looking like it was going to go your way.
Yeah, what was the biggest adjustment that Matt did offensively or defensively that was tough for you on your end?
He just sagged off of Giannis because really Giannis can't shoot all that well, and he also would drag JaVale McGee or Dwight Howard into the paint, which left a man open for me. But unfortunately, that man was always my center, Brook Lopez or Robin Lopez, and once again, neither of them can really shoot consistently. And then when anybody else got open, nobody's really knocking down shots either. I didn't realize that Matt was going to have a block party, and I was invited to it. It was tough in the paint.
Well, Noah, before we let you go, we understand this is not the first NECC championship you have been a part of. A midfielder in this past season for the Eastern Nazarene College soccer team, and you guys won the NECC championship. So we cannot let you go without saying congratulations. You may not have gotten the 2K championship, but you got the soccer one, and that deserves a congrats to you.
For sure. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks for competing, and good luck going forward. And as Matt Finke gets queued up, I mean, Amon, that is incredible. He wasn't able to get the back-to-back NECC championships, but he still walks away with a soccer one and was able to compete in a 2K one. That's one heck of a year for Noah Roberts.
Yeah, awesome year, especially with everything that's going on in the world today, to be able to do that and get stuff done here tonight. I mean, he started off this matchup very strong and really had Matt on the ropes, getting him to make the adjustments that he needed to do to pull out not just one, but 2 back-to-back wins to get the victory. So, I mean, I'm definitely looking forward to see Noah in some future matches, you know, because I have a few NBA 2K players at Lakeland University that will be competing. So I'm going to let them know, you know, definitely have Noah Roberts on the radar to get ready for him when they're playing against him in the NBA 2K season.
There you go. And the man who defeated him, Matt Finke, NECC 2K Xbox champion. Matt, you didn't just win, you fought back. You were down 0-1. You had to win back-to-back games, back against the wall. Congratulations to you. How does it feel to represent Walton, Connecticut, Mitchell College championship?
It's good. It's good. Thank you. I appreciate that. It was a good series. He definitely made me work for that.
Yeah. So what was the hard? Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Yeah, I was just saying, what was the biggest, or what was the hardest adjustment to do in the matchup against Noah?
Just stopping Giannis, like the way he was using it. There was nothing else to it. And it was crazy because I started bringing help from off the ball, trying to funnel him into the double team. And this dude was still dunking on me. So I was like,
oh, man.
Matt, you found a way. And right now, how does it feel to have a championship in the NECC NBA 2K?
It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I think this is the first one, so that's pretty dope.
Yeah.
Well, it is somewhat of a consolation prize. I know you wish you could have had both, but the first championship that you were part of was the 2019 NECC championship for the basketball team that you're part of. 19 points in that game, 5 for 5 for 3 from 3. You guys had a close loss, just lost by 2 points. But how does it feel to have two tremendous performances, one on the physical basketball court, one on the virtual basketball court in this past year?
It feels good. I mean, I definitely would have rather got the real one, for sure. But I mean, it is what it is. We won my junior year, so
there you go.
Kind of the same type of way we lost my senior year. So it's just how the ball bounces sometimes, but definitely glad to get a little something to win, a little something to go out my senior year.
Well, there you go, man. And again, congrats to you. Matt Finke out of Walton, Connecticut, representing Mitchell College, a recent graduate, and I'm sure they are proud of you right now. Congratulations, Matt.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Congratulations, Matt. Talk to you later.
And Amon, I'd say that just about does it. What a Sunday it has been. 2 incredible competitors. Again, This was the championship. They had to play for weeks to get here, and I tell you what, it certainly lived up to expectation.
Yeah, it definitely lived up to expectations, Brock. It was something that, we were talking to both players before we got going with the broadcast, and it sounded like they were just, scratch gamers, that they hadn't played a whole lot. They were playing as much as they could with roommates and friends, and that lived near them, but we saw their gameplay. We saw big-time adjustments like Matt in the last 2 games to find out a rhyme and a reason to slow down and stop Giannis, and he did that. And then, making defense adjustments, all along with the offense adjustments, and just to see Noah come into the matchup, into this tournament, in the last final 3 games to basically play with a guy, as we know in traditional basketball, Giannis is an unstoppable force, but to really use him in different ways, the acrobatic ways that we've seen Giannis do things in the traditional sense of things, but to see him to do it in the virtual with the joystick, so hats off to Noah. We'll see him back again in another competition, because I know NECC has FIFA, they have Madden, so it'll be interesting to see what other games he'll pick up. But then another, like I say, big congratulations to Matt Finke to do what he did, to come back from being down, in a 3 best of 3 series to win that first game, but then come back and win that second game. As we know,
that's the thing, man.
Is not easy. That's not an easy thing to do, especially in the virtual sense.
Yeah, that's the thing I keep going back to in my mind is after that first game, we talked to him. He sounded disappointed, but he wasn't out of it. He sounded ready. We asked him, hey, you did these things good in the first game. He said, yeah, but we lost. And that was it. That was the end of the sentence. I knew right then he was ready to fight back, and fight back he did. Congratulations to him. Congratulations to Mitchell College. And Amon, Lakeland University, I hope you guys got something because clearly we see what the NECC brings to the table.
Well, yeah, it's great. I mean, once I talked to Jacob and Caleb about the conference and knowing what other tournaments they've done and knowing what competition is there, to see this competition is there, that makes me excited for the players that I have at Lakeland that play NBA2K, that play Madden, that play FIFA. They're going to come up against some solid competition because, as we know, Brock, when you play against the best, you get better yourself. And that's what I want for my team. And I believe that's what every esports coach wants for their kids that plays the games that are all played at a high level in the NECC and the other conferences around esports and around the United States. So I'm very, like I said, I'm very excited for my season and I'm excited for their seasons as well.
Absolutely. And as representatives of ESTV, we are so excited to officially be partners, with the NECC. This is just the beginning, a tremendous future to come. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Congratulations again to Matt Finke, and we will see you all next time.